Hey, Dane here. Got a couple questions about, who I like to have my kids watch as far as shot putting technique. I'm going to go over just shot put. I can do discus and other stuff in another video. So first, I love having kids watch Adam Nelson, and there's a few reasons why, but first reason is he's an average size guy. He's 6 feet tall. He's not even that heavy. And 99% of the kids that I get in that come to throw with me are going to be in the male region. They're going to be 5'9" to 6'1", maybe 6'2". I can name one kid who's taller than that right now that I train. That's a thrower. So almost all my guys will get lumped into that size. So I love watching Nelson, having kids watch Nelson for that reason. They can relate to him size-wise. But the big reason is his intensity. They watch him throw, and they can see what it takes. He's so focused before his throws that then they start understanding, like, okay, maybe I need to focus like that in my practice throws. And then they start to approach training in a similar mindset, and that's when champions are made, because they have that attitude every single day. And the other thing with Nelson is that his reactions, when you watch his videos, are so entertaining because you can sense what he's emotionally feeling. What he feels is, and he expresses it very well. And that's what's cool about throwing, and that's what these kids like to see then. And they say, okay, well, when he hit a big throw, he expressed himself positively. He had great emotions, and that's what's cool about throwing, is that it is an emotional sport because you're constantly on the grind. You're constantly throwing, you're in this mundane life every day, mundane. And what throwing's cool is that you can transcend the mundane life and experience this euphoric emotion, and you can hardly explain. One of the coolest things I can say is it's almost similar to watching my son get born. It's crazy. I mean, it's not that crazy, but it's close. So that's cool for these kids to see that. So in regard to the mold of the athlete, I like to have kids watch Nelson. I like having kids watch Reese Hoffa. I like having kids watch Justin Rhodey. These are all spinners, of course. I like having kids watch Joe Kovacs from 2012 when he was a senior at Penn State. His form was on point that whole year. And those four guys are excellent to watch because they have really good form. They're low out of the back. They get the right foot down quick. They get the left foot down fast. They're wrapping up the left arm when they catch the shot deep. They have long double support, and that's the whole goal here. That's what's going to get you to throw farther. The faster you get into double support, the longer you can be in it, the further you're going to throw. Now, obviously, there's a happy medium. You don't want to be in double support for 20 minutes. That's not going to make you throw farther, but you get the whole gist here. And along those lines with spinners is I like having my guys watch guys that are, 18 to 20 meter throwers. So it sort of gives them a mindset like, okay, I can bridge the gap. Hoffa and the other guys are up here, and then they're way down here. But what's in between? So then they can go online. They can look up somebody like my buddy John Calnis. He's an average sized dude. He's 5'10", 245, 250, and he threw 2019. His video is awesome. That video is my favorite throwing video because you can hear John's emotions. You can hear him screaming. You can hear him put his life into that throw. And also, his technique is freaking on point. Right gets down, hits the left. He doesn't jump at the front. He transfers the weight out in the sector. He hits a big PR. And so it's cool for the kids that are still in high school to watch these throwers that are, mid-level throwers. They're elite. John was an elite thrower. But they're not, super elite guys like Reese and Nelson and Rhodey. So it's cool to get the gap and to bridge the gap with those types of throwers too. And what do I look for as far as spinners are concerned? I like looking for a guy who's going to come out of the back, his left, bending the left leg out of the back. The left leg's bent, so then the right gets down faster. The sooner the right leg gets down, then the left will get down faster, and then the faster the left leg's down, you're in double support longer, and you have a longer finish. So the best technique in the world to watch is Justin Rhodey. Rhodey's 5'10", 5'11", average-sized guy, not overly strong. I trained with him when he was still struggling to hit 16 meters, 17 meters some days. But what he did from 2008 until 2013, he fixed his technique. He got better technically. He threw farther. He didn't really get that much stronger. You know, his special strength got stronger. He could throw a dumbbell harder. He could, you know, do side discus throws better. But his technique improved the most. And one thing I take away from the Olympic weightlifting realm is, you know, Norik Vardanian, who's a great Olympic weightlifter from Armenia, says you can only get so strong, but technique can constantly improve. And as technique improves, your weights improve. And that's the exact same thing in the shot put. Is that's why, you know, John Calnis, I'm stronger than John Calnis. I'm stronger than Justin Rohde, but they have better technique than me. I'm too much of a meathead. They're good technical throwers. Justin Rohde is the best technical thrower in the world, and you will not convince me otherwise. He's so fast to the double support position, to the power position, and he's so long in the final position, there's no disputing it. You know, again, with spinners, I also like having guys watch Whiting, especially from this past year. Whiting's technique was really cleaning up and really looking awesome. I don't care what people say about Christian Cantwell. He gets to the double support position quick. You don't throw 22 meters consistently just because you have a 600-pound bench press. That's bullcrap. He's also got decent form. He's in a long double support position, and he's fast. So I'm sorry if I missed anybody. I don't want to offend anyone. Cantwell, I love watching him throw because he's also intense, and he shows good emotions. Again, I love Nelson. The gliders, I'm a fan of a short, long glide. The United States sucks at coaching the glide. There's no reason that we shouldn't have consistent 20-meter gliders. It's pathetic. I don't understand why we just throw the technique out the window. Some guys can't spin. They should glide. You know, Justin Clickett, when the year I won states, he finished after me. He came into Pennsylvania, won the state championship the next year. He's like a 5-6-time All-American. He's a 1940, 1950 meter glider. Is that bad? No. He's a 5-6-time All-American. Why don't we use it? Why don't college coaches use it? Why don't they use it? So they want to turn a kid to a 1750, 18-meter spinner instead of having a 19-plus guy who's an All-American. And that's the thing, is that, but the problem why they don't use it is because we suck at teaching it now. We're not good coaches with the glide. We've got to use that more. So guys that I like to watch, that I have my kids watch too, is you know, somebody like George Woods, Storl I like. I mean, you can't not like him. Even Majewski, he's got a really long finish. You know, guys out forward box a little, he's good technique, but it's a little different than what I would want. He's still good to watch, though. John Brenner's good to watch, and Ulf Timmerman, best glider ever, and I argue the best technical glider ever. Lands with the right foot back at 5 o'clock, transfers the weight forward, and they don't jump. The big thing, spin, you know, glide, even discus, even javelin, even hammer, not jumping in the final position. You transfer the weight forward out into the sector. There's no jumping. As soon as that left hits and the guys are jumping, you know, I've got a video with Kovacs when he was working with Venegas. He's jumping all the time, so he's overactive at the front. You watch him in 2012, best technique. He's younger, he's less experienced, and he threw farther in 2012 because he wasn't jumping at the front. So don't jump at the front. Have a long final position in both the glide and the spin. You're going to hit big throws. Get to that double support early. Stay in it for a long period of time. Big throws will come. U.S., we got to pick up our glide coaching, and hopefully we'll have more consistent guys, you know, that could potentially be All-Americans, guys like Justin Clickett. So feel free to shoot me some more emails about spinning, discus, whatever. I'll try and cover the discus, and I don't really like javelin hammer, but I'll try and cover them anyway. But yeah, send me some emails, and keep dropping bombs.